Hey guys, welcome back. So I recently visited Belize City for the very first time and decided to go on a tour of the city. So come along. So to start off, we sailed on Carnival Liberty, and this was one of our stops. As you can see, here's a map of the port. There are lots of food options, there's souvenir shops, and you can also book excursions. So we booked with Belize Caribbean Tours, and that's who we booked our city tour through. I can't remember the exact amount that we paid, but I believe it was around $40 per person. A majority of the tour was on an air-conditioned bus, but we also made a few stops along the way. So throughout this video, a majority of what you'll be hearing is the tour guide's voice while we're on the bus, but towards the end, I'll also input a few things.
Welcome to Belize City. As you'll see, tourists everywhere in Belize City, right? Today is just a tip of the iceberg, just an introduction to Belize. You got to come back again for 7 days or more, right? Over here on the left, you can get your hair braiding. On the right, we have our Housing and Planning Department. Also, the Ministry of Education offices in the area to the immediate right of us, right? Off to the left over there, the White Building Program for Belize. They take care of all the protected areas all across the country. The Coca-Cola sign you're seeing on the left there, on the way back, you get the local lunch there at Miss Chris. Rice and beans with a potato salad and chicken, or with beef or pork or with fish, right? However you like the local dish. It's awesome. On the right here, on the right, all the different signs here, you're seeing the different cultures of Belize. Right. These are all the different cultures as we go along. This painting that you see on the sign. Right? Population of the country of Belize, approximately 400,000 people living in Belize. Belize is about the size of the state of Massachusetts in the US, for you to get a general idea. Belize is separated into 6 different districts. You would say 6 different states. All right, just like you see on my logo, the 6 different districts of Belize. You would say states, right? Population of the city of Belize, just approximately, just over 100,000 people living in Belize City. Belize City is more or less the commercial hub of the country, okay? Once was the capital, that was changed back in 1973. So Belmopan, right? White House. Edward Victor Bliss came to Belize many years ago from Portuguese, fell in love with our waters, and donated over £1,800,000 to the country. They asked him to put it into a trust fund and to use the interest to build schools and libraries in his honor. This is all the Memorial Park over here in the area to the left. Most of the guys that went to World War I and II under the British. Belize is formerly a British colony. We got independence from Great Britain back in 1981 on the 21st of September down here in Belize. The whole month of September is the month of celebration. Last night out here, this is where they had all the fireworks out here last night for New Year's. Happy New Year to everyone on board. Right? This is our checkout point here from the Belize Tourism Board. This is to ensure that you have a licensed trained tour guide on board. We have to take 27 courses to be qualified to do the tour here in Belize. Just as they do on the ship, they have to have a local tour guide, right? So I work with the ship tours and I work with Caribbean tours too, right? Going with who? So if anything go wrong, we know which tour guide is in charge, right? Which company is in charge. Everybody is covered by your international insurance, just like the ship. We have you covered for $3 million each. That's the difference of getting a tour in the tourism village than walking outside, okay? Outside, you're only covered for 350,000 local dollars, okay? That's the difference. Not to say something would go wrong, but you never know, something run into you and collide, right? It's better to be safe, right? Over there to our left, we see all those beautiful Taiwanese flags. That's the Taiwanese embassy. Over there in the area, you get all your information on Taiwan. Most of these buildings on the left here, the white one and with the yellow blinds, these are owned by a former millionaire in Belize. His name was Mr. Turton. He thought that if he painted the blinds yellow, that he would keep away the mosquitoes. Unfortunately, he died from malaria. Well, that was sad. He You get all your smoothies over here to the left. Today is a holiday, so a lot of the places will not be open. Most of the Asian stores would be open though, okay? Adjacent here to the left, St. Catherine's Academy, all-girl high school. As you notice, they had a high fence to keep the boys out, right? I tried to go there, they said, no, no, no. The nuns run that one, right? Just adjacent to it, we have the Federal Reserve of Belize, the monetary authority, right here, our Central Bank of Belize. To the left, just in front of the Central Bank is the Museum of Belize. You can see all the different artifacts that was found in different cave systems and Mayan ruins all over the country of Belize. Belize is blessed with a lot of beautiful ruins, a lot of beautiful resorts all across and cave systems. Unfortunately today, they have a lot of flooding, so the cave tubing area is closed today. Right? Over here to the left, all this property, halfway going in, you will see a coconut tree there. That was the sea lion back in 1981. This was all part of the sea. It had been filled in since 1981. You can see some of the cannons over here to the left. This was the fight between the British and the Spaniards. Who do you think won? The British or the Spaniards? How many people said the Spaniards? How many said the British? So I'm talking English, right? That was a tricky one, right? Alright, next over here we have Golden Bay Shopping Center. You get some of the beautiful shopping over there in that area. We're here on Marine Parade. This goes right through, going up the strip. A lot of the nightclubs and discos out here in this area. As you could, if you look in the area over here to the left, you could see a lift that they used to lift the boats out back in the 80s. Right over here to the left, right? That used to be the Curry family, used to be living there. I used to live just in front of that building over on the next side over there. 104 East Street. The cream building, the second cream building, that used to be our home, right? We used to walk right down in here and jump into the sea and swim out here in the sea back then. Most of the boat guys used to bring in the sand, so out here had a nice sand down here. It's looking brown like this because whenever the rivers is flooded, it pushed on into the sea. That's why it looks that way, right? Otherwise, it's nice and blue. Right? You're 1,864 miles from Houston in Belize. You drive right down through Brownsville, Texas, through Mexico, right into our border, Corozal, and you're right into Belize, right? We're 8 hours driving time away from Cancun. That's how close we are, okay? This is the Mexican embassy over here to the left. You get your visas right through the little gate there. And on the side of the building here is the cultural center. They do all the culture shows between Belize and Mexico right over there, right? Helpage Belize, the elderly citizen right back in there. The only thing in Belize, we don't like to take our elderly citizens to homes. We like to keep our grandmother and parents with us until they die. I just buried my mother-in-law yesterday. She lived 82 years. She had 2 strokes, unfortunately. Yeah? Next door here is a soccer field. You guys say soccer, we say football. Right? Also known as the MCC grounds over here. They first start playing cricket here, and then later they turn it into a soccer field, football. Right? Over here to the right, we have the Ramada Hotel and Princess Casino over here. That's one of the night spots here. Right? You know what we call the casinos in Belize? What? Donation center. That's the only theater in Belize presently. Cable TV took over most of our TV channels and stuff like that down here. So that's the only theater now, right? We have over 290 channels. You only pay 30 US a month down here for cable, right? The ex-servicemen league, different ex-cops, ex-military guys get together different times of the year. They have parties there. Adjacent, another donation center here to the left, Tropicana. And then here on the right, the BTL North Park. Most of the kids and families come out here in the evenings, right? 300 to 400 US dollars a month, fully furnished apartments, right? All inclusive. The only thing you gotta pay for is for your butane gas for cooking. We use more butane instead of propane that you guys use. Adjacent to it, we have the health department all the way in the back, and then the building here, the social security building here. Adjacent on the left, we have the special aid school. This for the deaf, vision, and the blind. This Telemara School right over here to the left. And then over here on the right, we have the Palodi High School. This is run by some of the Roman Catholic nuns, again here to the right. Here in Belize City, we have over 70 schools. Education is #1 here in the country of Belize. This is on the left, in the middle there, we have a canal running between the blocks. Here we have an outpatient clinic. All of the non-emergency cases, that's where you go to see the doctor. If you have a little fever, aches or pains, you check on your sugar, check on your pressure, you do that right over there, right? 6 doctors always there to take care of folks from 6 in the morning until 8 in the evenings, okay? Usually all the CARICOM country flags on the roundabout here. Okay, we got a diver. Okay, we make the right. Local police, this is an overpass here. All of the pedestrian overpass, right? We get on to the Philip Goldson International Highway. This one takes you 90 miles to Mexico. Save-You Supermarket over there, and American Airlines, yours truly, back to the US on the compound right there to the left. The bus stops, most of the guys going up to the northern districts. The first district out here would be Sugar City, which is known as Orange Walk. Thousands and thousands of acres of sugarcane fields over there in that area. You go further up north, you go on to Corozal, a lot of more sugarcane fields, and you also have a lot of soybeans and papayas up there and pineapples in that area, right? Quartz Belize, that's a British company. Just adjacent to the lumber yard, you get all your treated pine lumber. Here you get all your mahogany, zericode, rosewood, and timber at the next lumber yard there to the left. The flour mill here, we import wheat from Canada over here to the left, ADM mills, and we process it into flour and different feeds. Immigration coming up on the right. Next time you come to Belize, we give you 6 months. After 6 months, you keep getting extensions right up to 3 years. You get your residency, and after 3 years, you go to 5 years, and then you get dual citizenship down here in Belize. So when you come to Belize, you're home away from home. All right.
So there was a lot that I had to edit out, sorry in advance, because the roads were so bumpy and so was the footage. So that was just some of the tour. Our next stop was at, I believe it's pronounced Kukumba Beach, located in the Old Belize area. This area had a marina. It was really pretty. Some people were able to get off and enjoy for a few hours. I think it just depended on what type of tour you purchased. They also had a restaurant located here as well. They had some souvenir shops. We then stopped at a distillery, which also had a really cool museum. And after that, we headed back to port. He did give us more information as we were riding through the city. Overall, I thought the tour was really good information, especially with it being my first time in Belize. Back at the port, we did stop at Bourbon Barrel for food. And I mean, the food looked really good. It tasted good, so no complaints there. Overall, we did enjoy our time here. I think it was really good making mental note of maybe places that we would visit next time that we're here. So if you would like to see some of our other videos of either Carnival Liberty, some of the other ports, those will be linked down below. If you liked this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, make sure you're subscribed, and I will see you guys next time.